This is my buddy Mike.
This is my buddy Tom, and together we make
Poor Decisions.
All right, why don't you tell them about what we got going on today?
So we're doing a little side-by-side of the Bookers.
We only have two. It's tough to find around here, unfortunately. But
I haven't been collecting Bookers that long. This is actually, I bought the Charlie's batch as the only one I've ever purchased.
And I got the Storyteller. Oh man, so I was in the undisclosed ABC store here in North Carolina, and I was looking for whatever allocated bourbons they have, and the guy rolls out of the back with a whole cart of Eagle Rare. The Bookers was in a whole case. There was 6 of them. There was some Buffalo Traces, at least a case, and he's rolling out, and I'm like, hey, can I take one of those Bookers? And he's like, no, it's already sold. This guy's buying it. And I thought it might have been for a restaurant or something that he had a special order in, and his load came in. And the guy says, he's buying, and he says, I can't sell you one. And even though I wanted one, and he says it's illegal, and I'm like, thinking just leave it on the counter and I'll pay for it. You don't have to sell it to me. Either way the store gets their money. But then when I came back onto my car, it was that box was sitting on my front driver's seat.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. It's about $100. And that was probably the coolest thing I've ever had happen to me at a liquor store. And and that's the Storyteller. And you've got the Charlie's
batch, yeah. But I haven't tried yours, and you haven't tried mine, so we're gonna give them a shot and see which one we don't roll like
that normally, but all right.
Right, so we're gonna try these both side by side and see which one we like. Charlie's batch and Storyteller. I've never had Storyteller. You've never had Charlie's batch.
So let's go for it.
Be interesting.
Yeah. Right away, it's really nice. And
I don't even know the proof, but I can smell it.
They're the same. What's going on with the proof there?
127 proof for one and 126 proof for the other.
Yeah,
they're both very similar.
Yeah, and they're both 2003s. We're not going to be able to tell these apart.
2023.
23s, yeah. Just on the nose is like brown sugar, baking spice, a little oak.
Definitely got the oak and a little leathery, but and the flavor just keeps coming after you stop drinking it. You could definitely know it's high proof. Oh.
Yeah, it just lingers. That the finish just keeps going. It's like brown sugar candy. Is that a thing?
Maybe. It needs bacon. Always needs bacon.
Oh, I love that. Let's try that with bacon.
So B.
Oh, so this is a little...
Oh, it's very different.
Sweeter smelling.
Yeah, it's very different.
In a different way. Not like brown sugar. But
and there's more taste up front.
Toffee?
Yeah.
Maybe?
For sure. But there's definitely more taste up front and then less in the finish than the other one, I think. Oh man, I'm not going to be disappointed sitting on a porch drinking any of these as a sipper.
I don't know if it's just my palate going straight into some barrel strength right now, but this one just off the bat tasted a lot hotter.
Right.
But this one seemed a little smoother.
They're both very similar. A lot more taste up front with B, I think. And where A has more finish.
The finish on A. It's just like brown sugar, sweetness.
Right.
And you got like the toffee nose on B.
Right. So I remember
similar proof, but this is smoother.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're both fantastic. So this one time when I was a kid, so I grew up in South Miami. We have canal systems next to all the major roads, the turnpike and the expressways, because the ground is so flat. and there's no. You can't just build a road there. You have to have drainage, so the water has to go somewhere. So they build the road up by digging the canal, using the fill to build the road. Make sense? One of the things, me and my friends found a construction site and got some plywood, and we set up a ramp at a bridge that jumped over the guardrail and then into the canal. And we used to just jump into the canal over that guardrail, as kids. And the water is crystal clear, and sometimes there'll be alligators, but they don't really bother you. It's more scary on TV than it is in real life. Anyway, so we were gonna jump the bike into the canal, and my friend Doug was gonna be the first guy to give it a try. And we were like, well, how do we get the bike back out of the canal? Because who's gonna swim 20 feet deep and then get the bicycle out, even though you could see the bottom of the canal? And we were like, hey, we could tie a rope to the bicycle so that we could pull it back out after we get it into the water. So we tied the rope to the bicycle, we tied the other end to the guardrail. My friend Doug comes winging down, jumps the ramp. It was beautiful. Went over the edge of the guardrail, and then the bike stops as the rope ran out. He flew over the handlebars, did a couple of flips, belly flopped right into the water. The bike's swinging, and only the front tire of the bicycle is dragging into the water as it's swinging. So obviously a poor decision.
I would say poor decision, but perfect engineering.
Yeah, well, the idea was right. We were like 12. What are you going to do? Oh, so which one of these do you like better?
Gosh, this is tough. I know there's similar proof just because we read the labels, but B doesn't taste as proofy as A. So I think B is going to be the one I like the most, just because it isn't over proofy on my palate.
Right. They're similar, and then the taste profiles aren't that different. Obviously they're both Bookers. They're both 2023s. They're within a couple of months of release of each other.
They're both 7 years and so many days.
Yeah,
right?
7 years, 1 month, and 8 days.
7 years, 2 months, 29 days.
All right, but yeah, that's
not much different.
Like a week, big deal.
Yeah.
And same with
But they taste different.
They do taste different. Which one do I like better? I don't know. That's a hard call.
It really is.
Both fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a tie on these. They're just both fantastic. Just a little bit different, like a nuanced difference. Not like having a rye versus a gin, which are very, very different things. These are just nuanced.
I think I'm gonna go B first. They're very close, but the only reason is because I think B, even though they're the same proof, is like a less perceived high proof.
I got you.
And that's the only reason. Other than that, they're so similar.
Yeah, and I don't know which one. Again, I'm gonna give them a tie. They're both good. If you could find either one of these Bookers on the shelf, I'd say just buy it.
Absolutely. Bookers, they release these 4 times a year maybe.
Yeah, and we're talking about $100 price point, so it's a little more expensive. This is going to be more of a special occasion bourbon than than a daily sipper, but I think they're both fantastic.
Great pours.
Yeah,
for sure.
Great. Which one's which, Aaron?
And you get the box.
Oh, it comes in a cool box. Look at that. And there's a story in the box. I'm not going to read it. Master Distiller Notes.
No, let's read it. You read yours and I'll read mine.
Oh, come on.
What is that?
You act like I can read. All right? The light's really bad in here to do this.
All right. Mine says, this batch is made of barrels from 4 production dates that were aged in 4 different warehouses. The breakdown of barrel storage for Booker's Charlie batch is as follows. 3% came from 5th floor, 7-story warehouse 0. Q. 17% came from 4th floor, 7-story warehouse G. 24% came from 4th floor, 7-story warehouse Z. Blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot of floors and numbers.
Yeah, and
I wonder how they compare though.
So yeah, this one has a 26% from 7-story warehouse Z, 14 from 9-story warehouse H, 25% from 5th floor 9-story warehouse G. So it's just they stored them in different places.
Yeah,
that's
so
going to give you different.
I'm just glancing over like
different temperature, humidity.
All these are from 7th story, and yours go from 7 to 9.
Yeah,
so that's the
There's
difference.
going to be different humidity levels, I think, in the warehouses.
Yeah, so the higher the level, the hotter temperatures it gets. Hot air.
Possibly.
Hot air rises, but these are all the same floor. That had some higher floors, so I wonder if those higher floors gave us a perceived alcohol difference.
I don't know. That's a tough one. These are, again, Booker's is a Jim Beam, so Santori, in Claremont, Kentucky, right? So I don't know. So which one is which?
Yeah, what's which? That's gonna be.
Glass A is Booker's Charlie's 2023 7-year, 127 proof.
You preferred the Storyteller.
I preferred the Storyteller.
And Glass B is Booker's Storyteller 2023 7-year, 126 proof.
Yeah.
So I think all these were 7th floor. You had some 9th floor. I think that extra couple floors.
That elevation is the elevation difference.
Couple,
just like throw it over over the top.
It made it the same alcohol percentage seem less intense. So that 9th floor definitely made a difference.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like how many barrels was in the batch, And that might be something.
Maybe reach out to them and find out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to figure out.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for visiting with us today. Like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to us, and we appreciate you hanging out.
Hit that like button, and see you next time. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.